you know this picture. And if you don't know this picture, it is Starry Night. And it's by Vincent van Gogh. And that is actually going to be the subject of tonight's reflection. Not the picture, but the song, Vincent, by Don Mclean. Although technically I could just sit here and look at that picture. It does things to me, or at least the original does. This is a reproduction found on the internet. But any Ren fans out there that are actually watching this video, you know why this one's getting done. Because I am waiting with bated breath for Vincent's tale. And I just can't help it. There is something supremely special about Vincent van Gogh and his work. And anything about him really catches my soul, my imagination and my heart, and half the time will make me weep, the other time I will just be truly happy to be in the presence of so much beauty and expression. I get high on this stuff. So here we are. This is the version, his Don Mclean's official version from his YouTube. And I hope it'll let me use this, because I think it's quite beautiful and phenomenally set. I will say now, virtually anything that references Vincent van Gogh and his life and his struggles will make me cry. So I may struggle. But here we go.
Starry night, paint your palette blue and grey. Look out on a summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hills, sketch the trees and the daffodils, catch the breeze and the winter chills in colors on the snowy linen land. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now.
It kind of sets the scene of Vincent's life. Everyone knows he was underappreciated, or unappreciated in his own time. He barely sold any work. No one appreciated what he was doing with the way he painted and his interpretation of what he saw. But he still kept doing it. Whether he sold paintings or not, he kept going out there. And he kept painting the landscape that he was loving and showing people a different way of seeing it, even though they didn't want to see. Kind of like one of those unappreciated prophets in their own time. And to a certain respect, I understand that. I keep writing, I keep making and creating things that will probably never see another person. The closest they will come to another person is me giving them away. Now, I don't claim to have anywhere near his talent for anything, but I do understand that drive to keep creating and expressing what you see, or what I see, in context or in my context, through my lens. And just that continuation of going out and doing. Keep creating, keep building, keep doing. And now it's a vast collection of beautiful artwork that no one appreciated at the time. Sorry about that. There's something going on upstairs and I have no idea what. I didn't go and check.
Starry, starry night. Flaming flowers that brightly blaze. Swirling clouds in violet haze reflect in Vincent's eyes of china blue, colors changing hue. Morning fields of amber grain, weathered faces lined in pain are soothed beneath the artist's loving hand. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now.
This beautiful way of... It's not just the words, it's not just the music, but it's that collection of both. And the way the music and the lyrics talk about hues, haze, and how they reflect in his eyes and how he sees them is how he tries to express them on the canvas. Because none of us see anything exactly the same way. And for someone to actually take their experience and what they see and their emotional state and actually incorporate that into a visual representation is really quite startling and amazing. And I'll be quite honest, I love Vincent's work. Absolutely adore it. Now I understand what you tried to say to me. People of the past might not have been able to understand what you were trying to impart. They wouldn't listen. They wouldn't let themselves see through your eyes and experience what you experienced and derive joy from it. Because they didn't know how. They were stuck in their own mediocrity and their own small lives. Let's be fair, it was small, pastoral environment. But perhaps with distance and time and clear understanding, perhaps people might listen now. And I think that is a beautiful thing to say, because it is a song to Vincent. It's like, you did this and you did this for us. One of the most beautiful lines is, weathered faces lined in pain, soothed by the artist's loving hand. And that love that he showed with his work is there in the paintings, and it's beauty in its most awesome form. It's fabulous. I'm gushing. I love. But I also love the music, and it imparts this beautiful portrait that seeps in through your ears and straight into your brain, and it is empathetic, it's sympathetic, and it's a tribute, and it's spectacular.
for they could not love you. Still your love was true. And when no hope was left inside on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you.
I hate that line. This world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. As if this world was not worthy of him. No, we weren't worthy of him. It's not that the world wasn't worthy of him. We weren't. Or his contemporaries, his peers, the people around him, they weren't worthy of him. He was so definitely meant to be here to show us a different way of seeing things and expressing that. We needed him. Just because the people at the time, and even later on, couldn't see, it doesn't mean he wasn't meant to be here. And I find that, yes, he was a beautiful human being. Yes, he was flawed. Aren't we all? But I still hate that line. This world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. I find it horrible.
Starry, starry nights, portraits hung in empty halls, frameless heads on nameless walls, with eyes that watch the world and can't forget, like the strangers that you've met. The ragged men in ragged clothes, a silver thorn, a bloody rose, lie crushed and broken on the virgin snow. Now I think I know what you tried to say to me, you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they're not listening still. Perhaps they never will.
He's gone. But his art, the people, the places, the landscapes, the experiences he captured are still with us. Tiny snatches of his psyche and the love of his craft and his desire to share are still with us. And they wouldn't listen. They're not listening still. Perhaps they never will. And I think that calls to. He showed so much beauty and love and care for the world around him. And in some respects, we're still not listening. Some people are, but some people are still not listening, and maybe they're not capable. Maybe it depends on how people feel about art or any art. I know some people cannot connect on that level, and that's fair enough, but when there is a large enough proportion of people who are still not listening, it means we've lost that ability. We've lost that capacity to connect on an emotional scale to fabulously expressive art. And that would be disastrous. I mean, let's be fair. We are right here in the reaction community, and half of us disappear down a rabbit hole every other week because we are sharing and connecting on that level, and that's beautiful. I managed to get through this without crying, which absolutely astounds me. I'll be quite honest, because I wanted to. Well, I didn't want to, that would just make a mess, but you know what I mean. And considering that the episode of Doctor Who, Vincent and the Doctor, pretty much anything and any documentary about Vincent van Gogh will make me cry at some point. I can't wait for what Ren has in store for me. I can wait, I'm willing to wait, but you know what I mean. So, I'll leave you for a few seconds with Starry Night. And now I'm going to go and try and find it to put on my wall.